Shalom, shalom, Malak, shalom. To Isaiah, Allah, Idaho. Shalom, man. It's getting cold out here. It's cold out there in Idaho. It's starting to snow out here. But let me start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops at Great Millstone for teaching me this truth. I'm your brother, Rabbi Knapp, coming out with a lesson, Lord's will, is edifying to the Lord's elect. I know, right? I know, man. This young boy put me on, man. Did you see the movie, though? Hope you watched that, man. That was a good flick, man. Yeah. I thought so, too. A lot of brothers ain't really, like... I thought that would be, like, the #1 hit, you know? Brothers would be... I thought that was, like... Man, it was so good to see that movie, man. It made me feel really good, man. You know, you minus pretty much the concrete. We back in Jerusalem, man. We the same people. I love how Thomas told her, he said, you out here selling those ungodly herbs. He said, you out here selling those ungodly herbs, man. That's how you know Jake was smoking weed back then and doing the same thing. Doing the same thing, man. But it's good to be in your own land, just chilling amongst your own people. Man, that's beautiful, man. To actually see it, it's a beautiful thing, man. How you doing, man? Beautiful. I heard you could watch sports and stuff on that too, but I couldn't. I couldn't, so I'm glad it worked for you, though, Malak. Okay, let's look into some news, man. I saw some. The Duck was trying to implement 50-year mortgages. So pretty much, if you got a 50-year mortgage, you're never gonna pay that house off. So what's that mean? The buyer is subject to the servant, or the servant is subject to the lender. Let me grab that precept real quick so I remember where it is. To the lender. That's why this devil can't rule too much longer, man, because he'll have you in a perpetual slavery. That's all. That's how he rules. Okay, he don't want you to be equal, like y'all like to say, equal rights and all this bullshit. He tells you that, and he don't follow those rules. Proverbs 22:7. It says, "The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender." So you hear about 50-year mortgages. Some of y'all are actually happy about that. Y'all like, word, man. Now I can get into a house. I ain't got to pay this bill. But what happened in 2008 that people tend to forget so quickly? They were getting into the house cheap, and then I think the stock market, the price of the house went up. Something happened with the taxes, or they had those variable loans. So you get in at a low interest rate, but whenever they decide, they can make it fucking whatever they want, and then you had to foreclose your home. Okay, and look at now. Now the economy's all messed up. People are losing their jobs. He's saying this is the best time ever. Then why nobody getting paid anymore? This must be the best time for Duck. He keeps talking about the tariffs and how he wants to pay you a dividend. Supposedly he wants to give everybody $2,000. So y'all hear these things and y'all get happy and excited and you stay in your pride. But in all actuality, they tell you that that's not even feasible. They can't even do anything like that. So it's a lie. But you like lies, man. Let me grab that precept where it says, my people love lies, man. Israel loves lies. Prophesy unto us lies, KJV. This is a couple of precepts I'm thinking about. I don't want to be mixing it together. It says, and they love to have it so. That's the precept we're looking for, not that one. Israel loves to hear lies, man. 100%. Israel loves to hear lies, and they love to have it so, KJV. I can't even get it. They love to have it so, KJV. Jeremiah, 5. Let's go there. Jeremiah 5, verse 31. The prophets prophesy falsely, and the priests bear rule by their means. And my people love to have it so, and what will ye do in the end thereof? I don't think that's it. Yeah, they love to have a soul. I can't grab the precept. I can't grab the precept, man. You know what that is, Malak? Isaiah 30 and 8. It says, now go, write it before them in a table and note it in a book, that it may be for the time to come forever and ever. That this is a rebellious people, lying children, children that will not hear the law of the Lord. That's right, Malak. They will not hear the law of the Lord. You know, no matter how bad the Lord tries to get his word out, man, you know, to teach the truth. Not everybody is capable of teaching the truth, number one. And then when they are capable of teaching the truth, you ain't capable of hearing it. Isaiah 30 and 10, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. That's right. No, I want to hear him getting $2,000, man. He's going to try his hardest to make America great, and he should. He shouldn't be giving this money to the pharmaceutical companies. Those dividends should come to us, and a lot of y'all, that's why y'all vote for this devil. Isaiah 30, verse 11, get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. Yeah, we don't want to hear about your God, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. We don't want to hear about your power, man, how he's going to come and deliver you from the heathen and destroy everyone that's wicked and unbelieving. They don't want to hear that, man. Now, we want to continue to live in folly, do what we want to do, you know, and pretty much continue to be wicked. Psalm 62, verse 4. They only consult to cast him down from his excellency. They delight in lies. They bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. Salah. That's what he was doing. That's exactly what he was doing, man. They cursing you. You know? That's funny, man. You know, oh, I'm going to give you $2,000. In all actuality, he did put a curse on you because now you're more dependent on him. You're probably waiting for it because you need it. And you're willing to do anything to get it. Okay? And he might even say, you know what? I'm going to give you more than that. You just got to take this MOTB device, which is right around the corner. This is what we're trying to tell you. Every avenue this devil can possibly use to get you to take the MOTB is what we're considering in this time. Psalm 62, verse 5, my soul, wait thou only upon God, for my expectation is from him. That's right. That's where our expectation is from, man. And what do we expect? We expect that the Lord is going to take care of us. He's going to deliver us. You know, he's going to save us, man. He's going to make sure we got a way out of this situation Esau about to put us in. Okay, that's why we're making sure we making our calling and an election sure. You know, even though that, you know, maybe not nobody wants to hear us, but hey, man, whether they hear or forbear, that doesn't mean the prophecies are not going to be fulfilled. Psalm 62, verse 6, he only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be moved. That's right. He is my defense, my shield and my buckler. Let's go to Psalms 91 real quick, man. That's a good precept because he's our defense. You know, especially when you really look at it, when you're studying and you understand the Lord, he told you everything from the beginning all the way to the end. That's why we know this book is for us. This is why we understand this ain't for everybody. It's a spiritual book. A lot of y'all are carnal. This whole world's carnal. So when you see spiritual things happening in this time, if a prophet, a true prophet in this time, what do you think he'd be doing? What do you think he would look like? Okay? He'd be prophesying, and who do you think what would he be talking about? He'd be bringing out the Bible. He'd be bringing out the scriptures, showing you that he actually knows the truth. He can see it. But it tells you, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. A lot of y'all ain't going through anything. Okay, that's why y'all can't receive it. But you will be going through stuff. Because it tells you in Isaiah 24. Let me grab that. Isaiah 24, in verse number 10. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. So the city of confusion is talking about here in America. It's being broken down. You think it's getting built up, but it's not. There's a cry for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. Yeah, when you can't have fun anymore, just like during the vid. You know, you wanted to get back to normal so you could go to the movie theater. You were willing to go get an operation just so you can go sit in the movie theater with other people. You were trying to get all the toilet paper out of the market, man, out of Costco. That's the mindset of y'all, man. Just foolishness. Okay, so why would we want to follow y'all? I don't expect you to listen. You probably got 10 years worth of toilet paper in your basement. How you doing? You know, just silly stuff. What's this? Hosea 7:3. They make the king glad with their wickedness and the princes with their lies. That's right, man. Oh, man. Yeah, you make the king glad with your wickedness, man. You know? Because y'all like it this way, man. And he likes you to be in wickedness. That's your king, man. Just like Israel. As a matter of fact, let's go over there to Amos 9:8. That's funny. He said you make the king glad with your wickedness. Hey, that's Israel for you, man. But when they get in their right mind, they're going to feel stupid as hell. Amos chapter 9, verse 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord, Yahweh, are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. So the eyes of the Lord are upon this sinful kingdom, talking about here in America. In context, it's talking about the northern kingdom, but he didn't destroy the whole northern kingdom from off the face of the earth. He exiled them, he punished them, he sent the Assyrians in there. Okay, he brought them into a far land. Actually, he brought them into Assyria and then replaced them with the heathen, but he didn't destroy it. So this is how we know it. Amos was prophesying about Babylon. He's talking about this place right here. This is the place that's going to be destroyed, okay, for all the wickedness, all right? Any kingdom that's doing any types of wickedness, the Lord got his eyes on it, all right? And this is the most sinful kingdom ever. So why wouldn't he be seeing what's going on over here? John 8, verse 44, ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. That's right, he's the father of lies, man. Just like Cain. He got that same spirit as Cain. Am I my brother's keeper? That's how he feel. That's why he feel like he can do that to you. He don't feel like he got to take care of you. As a matter of fact, he the one who put his brother to death. And that's the same thing Esau, Edom about to do. About to come down with great wrath because you know he got a short time left. This is why we need this wisdom, knowledge, understanding. Okay? Amos chapter 9, verse 9, for lo, I will command and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations, like as corn is sifted in a sieve, yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth. So the Lord's going to sift the elect out of all the nations. Okay? He's going to save them, he's going to deliver them, but it starts with this word. They need to hear this word, man, so they can repent, come into the knowledge of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Because the rest of it, without the Lord, man, you subject to all the calamities. Everything that's on the news, you know, as a matter of fact, I was watching RFK last night do he was talking about how he's trying to take this label off. I don't want to talk too much about it, but they found studies that a certain thing that you take causes all types of cancers and shit. So they're taking that label off because a lot of people weren't taking it anymore. Okay? And he's saying that could have helped a lot of people. And he's supposed to be in a position to expose all these lies and all of that. And then all he's doing is taking shit off your label so you can think that it's all right. So you're gonna really need the Lord in these times, man. Because a carnal person will look, hey, it doesn't say it on the bottle. I guess it's all good. It was all lies. Nah, motherfucker, he told you. He told you, man. He straight up told you, man. But you don't understand he's the devil. You think he's working in your best interest, and he's not. You know, so a lot of things are not gonna be labeled. Just like in your food, he ain't telling you he put genetically modified stuff in your food. All right, you don't know how that affects the body. If it's not natural, best believe it has some way it affects your body, man. Okay, this is why he gotta go. All these 50 years, I mean, it's just so much to complain about, man. This is why you got to see that you need the Lord. You have to see that. Okay, he tells you in Matthew the 24th chapter. Oh, that's what I was thinking about. Let me grab this as a matter of fact before. This is what I was thinking about in the news. It says the controversial. I think this is due from AI, Open AI. It says the controversial baby code experiment involving embryo editing has ignited a global ethical debate. Scientists' attempts to modify embryos have raised concerns about morality, safety, and the potential consequences of genetic engineering. Governments, ethicists, and public worldwide are reacting strongly, questioning the limits of science in human intervention in genetics. So this is why this devil gotta go, man. Okay, he's marketing it like, oh well, it's better to take care of somebody, if we can see within their gene that they're gonna have cancer, we can edit it out so they don't have to suffer cancer in the future, because it's harder to get it when it's already been, when you already been diagnosed. But if I can get it before you're even born or while you're in the womb, then you can live longer. We can get rid of cancer and all that, So you got to think of the mindset of this devil. He don't understand judgment. That's a reprobate, okay? Look what he's done with the mosquitoes. He tried to eliminate one disease, and now you got other diseases. He tried to take away, different, what do you call it in Africa? The bugs, some type of disease that killed you. You try to get rid of that, and it created something far worse. So he can't do anything good, man. Okay, Ecclesiasticus 14. It sounds good to the carnal man, but y'all don't understand. This is Esau. He got the curse of Cain on him. He can't do anything good, man. He's not just Esau. That spirit goes all the way back to the serpent in the garden. And Cain. Ecclesiasticus 14, verse 10. Nope. Where's that precept? Or is it Ecclesiasticus 14? Where it says, if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly. So anything he's done good, he didn't mean to do it. He was trying to create something evil, and the Lord made it for good. He's a fool, man. He don't mean to do it. I can't find it. I think it's Ecclesiastes 14, but I can't see it. It says, if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly. If he does good, he does it unwillingly. Sirach. Ecclesiastes 14, verse 7. And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness. So at the last, meaning the end of days, he's going to declare that he's the devil, he's the wicked. He's not going to just openly say it, but he's going to show you. Everything that the apostles and elders on down have been telling you about him being the devil, it's going to manifest itself. He's going to go full blown with it, man. Full-blown terror, man. I wouldn't be surprised if he just be out here, just make it legal to drink blood in bars. I wouldn't be surprised, man. I wouldn't be surprised. Just something crazy. You're gonna see that Esau is who the Bible talks about as being the devil. Y'all worship this clown, man. So let me grab this in Matthew 24. So him trying to edit babies and try to get rid of things is just going to cause more death, more destruction. And this is why we need to be saved, man. I mean, this is his imagination. He think he's going to have eternal life through his robotics and gene editing and all that. But in all actuality, none of that's going to come to pass. He's going to be destroyed and he's going into slavery. Okay? Matthew 24. In verse... Matthew 24 and verse number I'll start at 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. Now this also applies to 70 AD, but it also applies to Jacob's trouble. Okay, Jacob's trouble is going to be worse than 70 AD and the fall of Jerusalem with the Babylonians and the Edomites. This is going to be worse. All right, Matthew 24, and you can see that with the robot dogs the different laws he's trying to implement and pass. You know, I was watching the news last night. They're doing something in Boston where they're going around saying they're making it more acceptable to hunt deer. Okay, there's a lot of tribal federal protected land that there's a lot of deer on that land. They're gonna start opening that up. They're saying because the deers are running into the road, people are starting to hit more deers. Maybe if we open them up to allow them to be shot or killed, and you can hunt them more, that'll prevent car accidents and people dying. No, he's doing that because, in all actuality, that's the only way you're gonna be able to eat out here, man. Okay, and once all those are gone, I wouldn't be surprised if Jake go out there and they hunt your ass thinking you a deer. That's how Esau thinks. He think everyone's a damn animal. That's why Esau be like, yo, that dude's a beast. Yo, he's an animal. He calls him an animal. He calls, every time Jake gets in trouble, he calls him an animal. That's how he looks at you. That's why they were putting you in zoos back then. Okay? It's another reason, like Malak said, casting you down from your excellency. But it's order to demoralize you, so when he starts slaughtering you, you don't look at it like that. These other Americans. They already degraded Israel to they're pretty much nothing. So when they start going around, when you see Jake get put to death, no one even cries about that anymore. That's just, it is what it is. Just like a school shooting. When's the last school shooting you remember? What state was it in? There's so many you can't remember them. That's what happened to Jake. Jake got put to death so many times. It's like you don't even hear it. It don't affect you as much anymore. You know, Matthew 24. In verse 22, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So he's shortening the days for the elect's sake, because if he lets this devil rule, this is all, every single day I see something new that he's doing that's more wicked than the last. You know, this gene editing of embryos already shows you what this devil's about, man. He's a vile person, man. He gotta go. Okay? You're going to think, all right, the Lord made you a certain way. And it is what it is. He made us this way. He made us look like this. He gave us this. It's all for his purposes. This devil, in his mind, he thinks he's the Lord, so he can edit. He wants to be like the Most High. He wants to edit you, because it tells you in the book of Wisdom of Solomon. Let me grab that. Verse chapter 7. The Lord has power over what goes on in the womb. I think it's Wisdom of Solomon, the 7th chapter. Let me double check. These precepts ain't coming to me like some days. Sometimes you got to work for them. What is that? The Lord fashioneth in the womb, KJV. No, Sirach. I think it's either Sirach or Wisdom of Solomon. Nope. Nope. Let's see if it's Wisdom of Solomon. I think it is. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7. And no, that's not it. Scripture basically says he has control. Fashion, nif. No, that's not it. I can't find it. I can't barely paraphrase it, but basically the Lord, while you're in the womb, he that's where he does his work, man. So if he wants to make you a certain way. You know that precept a lot? Ecclesiastes. I'm gonna grab those. I gotta find this precept, man. The Lord controls the womb, something like that. breast, something like that. Then I smell that whole cigarette right now. I feel like I'm smoking a cigarette. I can't find it, man. This is gonna be eating at me all day. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. They don't know it. The Lord puts milk in the breast, KJV. Something like that. Damn, they ain't giving me it. The water Yahweh by Hashem Yahshai moved them out the way, man. That shit was stinking. I smelled like I was smoking a whole cigarette just now. But long story short, since I can't find it, the Lord's God can get it. The Lord controls the womb, man. He fashioneth the members. I think that's what it says. He fashions the members in the womb. He fashions the members in the womb, KJV. Where the hell is this precept? Oh, second Esdras. How you doing?
I like the scarf.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. You have a wonderful day, all right?
You too, man. Keep warm.
Thank you. Second Esdras, chapter 8. And I'm going to start at the top. And he answered me, saying, the Most High have made this world for many, but the world to come for few. I will tell thee a similitude, Esdras, as when thou askest the earth, it shall say unto thee, that it giveth much mold thereof, earthen vessels are made, but little dust that gold cometh of. Even so is the course of this world, of this present world. There be many created, but few shall be saved. So answered I and said, swallow then down, O my soul, understanding and devour wisdom. For thou hast agreed to give ear and art willing to prophesy, for thou hast no longer space than only to live. O Lord, if thou suffer not thy servant, that we may pray before thee, and thou give us seed unto our heart and culture to our understanding, that there may come fruit of it, how shall each man live that is corrupt, who beareth the place of a man? For thou art alone, and we all one workmanship of thine hands, like as thou hast said. This is the point. For when the body is fashioned now in the mother's womb, and thou givest it members, thy creature is preserved in fire and water, and 9 months doth thy workmanship endure, thy creature which is created in her. But that which keepeth and is kept shall both be preserved, and when the time cometh, the womb preserved delivereth up the things that grew in it. So what Esdras is explaining is, you know, it's symbolic, but it's still showing you the Lord works in the womb. So if a baby comes out a certain way, it might come out deformed. The Lord wanted that to be like that, okay? You got an arm coming out your chest like they have in Elam. The Lord did it that way, okay? And if he wants to remove it, he'll have it removed. But the Lord is the one that's creating all this in the womb. And I'm bringing that picture up to show you that Esau's the devil, man. He wants to be like the Most High, okay? And he's doing it in the guise of science, but the mindset, he got that God complex. He want to rule over the nation of Israel. He don't like Israel crying out to their Lord and their power. He wants them crying out to him. That's why he wants to take all the resources that are around you and force you to worship him, force you to come to him. Okay, because that's the only way he has some importance down here. Because he ain't really important. He's what's stopping us from getting back to being in heaven. That's why he got to be removed. I think that's it. 2 Esdras 8 and 10. For thou hast commanded out of the parts of the body that is to stay, out of the breast milk to be given, which is the fruit of the breast, that the thing which is fashioned may be nourished for a time till thou disposes it to thy mercy. That's right. And he disposes it to its mercy. So it depends on how the Lord's going to treat you even after the womb. He's in control of all these things. But Esau, he thinks he's the Most High. Matter of fact, let's grab that in Isaiah the 14th chapter. Isaiah chapter 14. It's cold out here, man. I might have to get the gloves. Isaiah 14. And says, Isaiah 14, I started at 11. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vials. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. Okay, the pomp is your praise, man. It's ultimately all the noise of gassing you up to thinking you the top dude. When Donald Duck goes to these different nations, they bring out the red carpet for him. You know, they singing and dancing. He's doing that stupid ass dance. You know, that's the pomp that they're putting up for him. That's gonna all get brought down. Okay, it's brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vials. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. The worms represent decay, societal decay. When you see more homeless people, that's the worms. When you see a lack of resources, that's the worms. Okay, how people are treating them, that's the worms. He went to a football game. I don't know what football. Let me see what team he. I know he liked the Eagles, but I wonder what team he went to go see. And this time, because the Eagles ain't really that good this year. What football game did Donald Trump go to recently? It says Trump becomes first president to attend regular season NFL game since 1978. Trump booed and cheered at Commanders game. Shit. Trump booed at the Why are you going to the Commanders game? Because he knows.
Jimmy Carter, back in 1978, has a sitting president attended a regular season NFL game. President Trump's appearance started with an Air Force One flyover above Northwest Stadium. Take a look. There it is. Wow. Whoa, that is close. There is a view that few get to see, and from inside the stadium, a mixed reaction from fans as President Trump was introduced by the stadium announcer at halftime. Some spectators did cheer, but there was a lot of booing as well. Mr. Trump later tried his hand at a play-by-play for the Commanders inside the red zone. The president's visit to Northwest Stadium, guys, comes after ESPN first reported that President Trump wants the new Commanders Stadium being built in D.C. to be named after him. He talked about the nearly $4 billion.
Oh my God, man! Oh man! I never even watched. Isaiah 14 and 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou brought down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? Lucifer's talking about the Illuminati. Okay, light bearer. Okay, they got the light. Okay, the light of darkness. They practice witchcraft, wickedness. How you doing today, sir?
How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, bro. Right. Isaiah 14, verse 13, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mountain of congregation in the sides of the north. And this is the sides of the north. He exalted himself above the stars of God, which is ultimately the nation of Israel. Okay, and the congregation, through religion, he exalted himself above all of these things. Not only that, he went all the way up in 1969 when he supposedly went to the moon. So that's all symbolic of that time, because that was the time of when he started to fall from that point on, because that's when this truth came out. Isaiah 14, verse 14, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. And that's the spirit, man. You know, that's his mindset. I'll be like the Most High. He want to take the Commanders, which is a representation of you so-called Native Americans, you know, and he wants you to be named after him. All right? That's the spirit that he thinks like that, man, because the Lord named you after him. That's what Israel means, Yasharah, the Prince of the Power. He wants you named after him. He don't want you with your father. Okay? With the Most High God, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? Talking about ESAU Edom. We're going to be saying that when we put your ass in slavery. Is this the man that made the earth to tremble? A weak-ass Edomite, a base-ass man like this? You're going to be looking low in the kingdom, man. You know? You're going to be looking low. You're going to be put in the pit. You're going to be in hell. You're going to see what the transatlantic slave trade was all about, man. We're going to reenact it. We're going to show you what slavery was like. Since y'all like to say, oh, that slavery wasn't that bad, I believe Esau, the duck said that. Okay? Imagine somebody getting hit with a bullwhip telling me that get over that. Get over that when you get hit with a bullwhip. Isaiah 14, verse 16, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of the prisoners, of his prisoners? Yeah, he opened not the house of his prisoners. And who's in prison over here? So who's in captivity ultimately? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay, he ain't let you go. The prey departeth not. Nahum 3:1. Okay, you're the prey. You're the prisoner. All right. All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, every one in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword, that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden underfoot. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. Okay, you'll never be remembered for being anything special. On this side, you claim to be the Prince of Peace. You claim to be making things great. We ain't gonna make anything great. We're gonna be destroyed. Okay, America's gonna be destroyed, man, for all its wickedness. And the seed of evildoers, the seed of Edomites, will never be renowned. Okay, they're not gonna be remembered for anything good. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. Okay, so prepare slaughter. And that's what the Lord is preparing. He got a big sacrifice here in the land of Idumea. Okay, when you read Isaiah 34, 5 and 6. I believe, don't read the whole chapter, man. It's talking about the destruction of Babylon, America. For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon in the name, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, saith the Lord. So you ain't gonna, your name gonna be cut off too. Okay, the posterity, you know, the males, they're gonna be cut off, so you can't pass the kingdom down. Okay, they're gonna be destroyed ultimately. Obadiah 1 and 18. All right. The Lord Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua of hosts, have sworn, saying, surely as I have thought, so shall it come to pass. As I have purposed, so shall it stand. That I will break the Assyrian in my land, and upon my mountains tread him underfoot. Then shall his yoke depart from off them, and his burden depart from off their shoulders. So that's how he's gonna save us. He's gonna break the yoke. Okay? And then long story short, he's going into captivity, and his nation's gonna be destroyed. And he's gonna try to do that to you by making you take the MOTB, but he's gonna fail at that. He said he wanted to name the commanders after him. The Trumpers. He trying to. That's how you know he want to put you into captivity, man. Went to the Commanders game because he want to bring them over to DC. That's Esau, man. Ecclesiastes 12 verse 16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. That's right. Weeping with his eyes just to put your ass to death, man. And if he find opportunity, he shall not be satisfied with blood, man. He ain't just gonna want to kill you. He's gonna try to put you in slavery perpetually forever. Just did a lesson on that. Oh, on this right here? Oh, I'm sorry. I might be late on that. Job 21 verse 14, therefore they say unto God, depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways. What is the Almighty, that we should serve him? And what profit should we have if we pray unto him? That's right. Well, Esau, you really ain't got no choice. You were designed. But you Israelites, 2/3 of y'all gonna be destroyed anyways. But that's the mindset of Jake right there, man. It's like, you don't see any profit of doing this. You don't see, I'm not making any money right now. See, that's a carnal mindset, man. Scriptures tell you to store your treasures in heaven. Okay, bringing your nation back to their father, or bringing the sheep back to the father, which are the elect. I mean, that's a worthy occupation. Okay, that's something that's gonna be remembered from the Lord, man. All right. When you were going through your afflictions, you still found time to do what actually mattered. Okay, which was bring back the children to the Father. Okay, ultimately on this side, the Most High is elect, because that's what He's looking for. 2/3 of the people of Israel, they're not seeking the Lord. They like those lies we were talking about. I forgot what precept I was looking for. Job 21 verse 15. What we already read that. Ecclesiasticus 19 verse 22. The knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom, neither at any time the counsel of sinners prudence. That's right, Malak. Okay, the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. You know, all this gene editing and 50-year mortgages and just, you know, it's just not wisdom, man. It's going to cause more destruction, more pain, okay? Ultimately, it's going to keep you from not serving the Lord, not asking the Lord for help. He makes, it's so crazy how he makes slavery, he weaponized slavery. He made slavery like the best thing that ever happened to you, man. It's like that lady that was on the Epstein files. She's locked up, but she's getting all this. Whistleblower says they're treating her like she ain't even in jail, and that's the mindset of the nation of Israel, man. You know, it's like you don't even believe you're in prison anymore. You don't believe you're locked up. You don't want to go back to your land. You don't want to own anything, and you're gonna be happy about it. And that's just like he said. That's him boasting. You shall own nothing and be happy. Look how true that's coming to pass, man. Talking about these 50-year mortgages and things like that, man. And you like it that way. Only the elect will be able to, and the hopeful elect, the men who understand, who have wisdom, will be able to cry in this time. Because if you don't have any wisdom, you're going to feel comfortable in this place, man. You get comfortable, you kick your feet up, hey, you're going to take a judgment. But this ain't the time for that, man. You're going to get judged for not crying out to the Lord. Okay, Psalms 10 verse 4, the wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after God. God is not in all his thoughts. That's right. Esau, he's a fool, man. It tells you in Psalms 14:1 that the fool has said in his heart that there is no God. Okay, only a fool would think that. All the elements, all the science he's learned and the manipulating of atoms and things like that, you still don't believe there's a power? You're a fool. You think it just can't, it was always like that? Psalms 10 verse 5, his ways are always grievous, thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. That's right. That's Esau puffing at his enemies, man. He says a lot of things, you know, he's puffed up because the Lord put him on a pedestal pretty much. He got him thinking that he's actually the most, he actually thinks. That's how much pride. That's how much pride the Lord gave Esau, man. You can see it even, you know, the low-level Edomite. The low-level Edomite's even proud, man. You know? That's the most, I don't think you can get any more proud than that. To think you're actually the Most High God, that's a lot of pride, man. And hey, we got to thank the Lord. He ain't put that spirit on us. Let me grab this in the book of Ezekiel. Ezekiel 28, verse 1, the word of the Lord Yahweh came again unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God, I sit in the seat of God in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man and not God, though thou set thine heart as the heart of God. That's right, you set thine heart as the heart of God, man, which is your mind. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. Yeah, you're wiser than Daniel. And Daniel was a wise man. You know, so he has a lot of wisdom, you know, but it's according to, it's ultimately all the wisdom he has, the Lord gave it to him. All right? He's made him wiser. All right? With thy wisdom and with thine understanding, thou hast gotten thee riches and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures. So he was able to make a lot of money from this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches. So you got rich, you got proud. That's the same thing that happened with Israel. You know, it talks about how Jeshurun waxed fat. And that's what Esau is. He's got the fatness of the earth. So he's fully primed to be slaughtered. By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches. And the traffic, we hear the cars go by, that's the traffic. You know, the people who are going to work, going to business, spending money. I mean, they had to spend money on gas. They had to buy a vehicle to do. That's a lot of money being spent right there. Okay? Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, power, because thou hast set thine heart as the heart of God. You set your mind as if you're God, right? Behold, therefore, I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. Yeah, the strangers are talking about these heathen, these foreigners. Okay? And he's already starting to do that. That's why he's hearing about. As a matter of fact, he just had somebody. He had a dude from Syria out here playing basketball with the U.S. military, man. The dude took down the government. He used to be the leader of Al Qaeda. He out here playing basketball with your military, man. He hitting jump shots in your, and that's the Lord, yo. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. And I thought he's supposed to be a Christian. He's supposed to be a Christian. He shouldn't be having any people like that around him. Christians are supposed to be messing with some wicked, evil nation to no, you're supposed to be putting their ass to death. It's the book of Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 11. And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. Yeah, you're supposed to be reproving their ass, man. Unfruitful works of darkness, man. He's supposed to be a Christian. He's supposed to be a Christian man. So why is he in the Oval Office? They said that's the first Syrian president to ever be in the Oval Office. And he was slaughtering Christians in Syria. Why is he in the Oval Office? Isn't this a Christian nation? That's showing you the folly of this devil, man. Folly. All right? He killed a lot of Christians to get into that Oval Office. That's how you get next to duck. Okay? I wouldn't be surprised if you got that ISIS group in Nigeria, Barack, whatever the hell his name is. He might be in the office too. Okay? You ain't supposed to, as a Christian, if you read the Bible, you should know you shouldn't do that. Matter of fact, let me grab this in the book of Amos chapter 3. Supposed to be next to these damn heathen like that. He's actually killing other Christians. It's supposed to be a Christian nation. Amos chapter 3. Isn't he a terrorist? He's in the White House with your president, man. Oh my God. Amos chapter 3 and verse 3. Can two walk together except they be agreed? So can two walk together except they be agreed? In the same mindset, man. How did the Syrian president get in the position that he is? I think his name is Al-Sharaa. How did he get that power? He went in there with the sword. Okay, ultimately Esau probably trained him up, and he took it. He took it with his own might. It's like the 1948. Okay, the Lord ain't giving it him, but ultimately the Lord allowed him to do that to fulfill prophecy. Okay, the Lord wants him right there in Syria, right between Turkey and right there, for whatever the Lord's going to do. Probably destabilize that area. Right now it's nice and calm, but in a moment in the sudden time, man, that whole place could be upside down. That's why Erdogan don't like that, and he got to fulfill prophecy too. Okay, Erdogan is the president of Turkey. Okay, he's in the Bible known as Meshach and Tubal. Okay, that's talking about Turkey, man. So he gonna get involved in this mess too. He gonna shoot fire on this place too. He's part of the strangers. He's part of the fanners. In Jeremiah 51, he got thermonuclear capability. So he gonna bend his bow too. I know he just I forgot what he was just in the news most recently. He don't really get talked about that much, but he's in the news too. Jeremiah 51 verse 2, and I will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land, for in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. So the fanners are those other countries who have thermonuclear capability, who are gonna assist the Medes in destroying Babylon. So they're gonna start the fire, and then they're gonna increase the fire. Those are the fanners. Okay, that's why the Lord gave them the power to have those thermonuclear missiles. Okay, for judgment. Ezekiel 28 in verse 8, it says, "They shall bring thee down to the pit." Military. China got a bigger military than America. Got more submarines. And that's the only way he's going to be able to defend Taiwan. You know, we'll see. We'll see. I don't think he's going to be able to defend anything. "Will thou yet say before him that slayeth thee, I am a God? I am God," Salakia. "But thou shalt be a man and no God in the hand of him that slayeth thee." That's right. You shall be a man and no God in the hand by the man that slayeth thee. Okay? Because the Lord he's gonna get that sword to the slayer. Okay, Ezekiel 21, verse number 8. Now, you know, the scriptures are sevenfold. We know that's ultimately talking about, it could be talking about Esau bringing the sword against you. Okay, that's the Lord's sword. I've also heard the precept broken down where the Lord's giving the sword to Esau again on the Russian side to come slay Esau over here in America. You know, ultimately the real sword is the Lord coming over here and destroying all of this. That's the biggest sword of it all. All right. Ezekiel 21 in verse 8, and again, Salakia, "Again the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy, say, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, say a sword is sharpened, and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it make glitter. Should we then make mirth? It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree. And he have given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened, and it is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer." Okay? And ultimately the slayer of Esau is going to start with the Medes. The Medes are going to slay them. And then the other people who have thermonuclear capability, they're going to assist. They're going to play a part. All right? What's that precept? 2nd Ezra 16th chapter. 2nd Ezra 16 in verse where is it? Second Ezra 16 in verse 16. It says, "Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon earth shall not return again." So once these nukes get shot off, man, they come in here, man. That's what they're destined to be. You know, they call it a dead man switch. So even these other nations, if you totally annihilate them, their default is to destroy Babylon. Okay? Just like Russia, Vladimir Putin. That's why he's willing to walk over here. He's willing to die. It's all right. If I die, you die. So I come over here and shake hands. I'll shake hands with you. I don't give a fuck. Put something on your head and put me to death, man. Watch what happen to everybody over here. So Putin, he's assured that it's called mutually assured destruction. Okay? So he'll sit there. He don't care about none of this, man. He got the dead man switch. So if I lose and y'all invade and y'all try to come and get me, it's over for you. Okay? the book of Ezekiel, chapter 28. In verse 9 again, wilt thou yet say before him that slayeth thee, I am God? But thou shalt be a man and no God in the hand of him that slayeth thee. Thou shalt die the death of the uncircumcised by the hand of strangers, for I have spoken it, saith the Lord Yahweh. You should die the death by the uncircumcised, man. Let's talk about the heathen. Okay? Since you are God, you think you're God, right? Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, take up a lamentation upon the king of Tyrus, and say unto him, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Thou sealest up the sum, full of wisdom, and perfect in beauty. Thou hast been in Eden, the garden of God. Every precious stone was thy covering. Also, this is not, now it switches. Okay? But the Christians I'm going to, the Christians like to use this as, like this is talking about Satan and how beautiful he looked. Okay? But it's not true. That's the Roman Catholic Church telling you these false doctrines. Nah, this is actually talking about Adam. Okay? Let me read it again. Ezekiel 28, verse 12. Son of man, take up a lamentation upon the king of Tyrus, and say unto him, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Thou sealest up the sum full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. Thou hast been in Eden, the garden of God. Every precious stone was thy covering. The sardius, topaz, and the diamond, and beryl, and the onyx, the jasper, and sapphire, the emerald, and the carbuncle, and gold. The workmanship of thy tabrets and of thy pipes was prepared in thee in the day that thou was created. And that's talking about Adam. Thou art the anointed cherub that covereth, and I have set thee so. Thou was upon the holy mountain of God. Thou hast walked up and down in the midst of the stones of fire. Thou was perfect in thy ways from the day that thou was created till iniquity was found in thee. And that's talking about Adam, man. I ain't talking about Satan. Okay? Clearly he wasn't perfect. If he was trying to deceive, it's not perfect, man. He's always been the perfect devil. All right? By the multitude of thy merchandise, they have filled the midst of thee with violence, and thou hast sinned. Therefore I will cast thee as profane out of the mountain of God, and I will destroy thee, O covering cherub, from the midst of the stones of fire. So that's what he did. He kicked them out. And he put him to death. Adam died, man. Okay? Thine heart was lifted up because of thy beauty. Thou hast corrupted thy wisdom by reason of thy brightness. I will cast thee to the ground. I will lay thee before kings, that they may behold thee. Thou hast defiled the sanctuaries by the multitude of thine iniquities, by the iniquity of thy traffic. Therefore will I bring forth a fire from the midst of thee. It shall devour thee, and I will bring thee to ashes upon the earth in the sight of all them that behold thee. So that's the Lord destroying the prince of Tyrus, which is symbolic of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, according to Romans 15:4. This was written for our learning. Okay, so this is spiritual to know that it's talking about Esau. All they that know thee among the people shall be astonished, astonished at thee. Thou shalt be a terror, and never shalt thou be any more. Going back to Obadiah 1:18, where Esau is destroyed for all his wickedness. Proverbs 16:4 tells you that he was created for the day of evil. Okay? This is who the Lord has indignation forever with. All right? In the land of Idumea, talking about here in America. And say, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, I am against thee, O Zidon, and I will be glorified in the midst of thee, and they shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh, when I shall have executed judgments in her, and shall be sanctified in her. So the judgment's coming. That's how he's going to be known. Psalms 9, verse 16, the wicked is snared in the works of his own. The Lord is known by the judgments that he executed. The wicked is snared in the works of his own hand. Pignon Salah. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 28, verse 23. For I will send unto her pestilence and blood into her streets, and the wounded shall be judged in the midst of her by the sword upon her on every side, and they shall know that I am the Lord. So the sword is judgment. Okay? Ultimately, Jacob's trouble, that this place is going to be destroyed. A lot of people are going to be slain. Okay? Whether it be for the want of bread, but ultimately it's just judgment. It's judgment from the Lord. However, in whatever form it comes. And it also talks about pestilence, which are more diseases. Right? More diseases. Book of Ezekiel 28, verse 24, and there shall be no more a pricking briar unto the house of Israel, nor any giving thorn of all that are round about them that despise them, and they shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, when I shall have gathered the house of Israel from the people among whom they are scattered, and shall be sanctified in them in the sight of the heathen, then shall they dwell in their land that I have given to my servant Jacob. Yeah, he should be sanctified in them in the sight of the heathen. Okay? He's going to be sanctified in whom? In the nation of Israel, which are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, in the sight of the heathen. Just like it tells you in Psalms, the 23rd chapter, he prepares the table in the midst of our enemies. Okay? And this is how the table bring out precepts, this is how we eat, man. This is the Lord doing all these things. Book of Ezekiel, chapter 28, verse 26, and they shall dwell safely therein, and shall build houses and plant vineyards. Yea, they shall dwell with confidence, when I have executed judgments upon all those that despise them round about them, and they shall know that I am the Lord their God. And I'm going to end it here. This was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, and Kadash. Shalom, Abad Babal, and Kwam Yasharala. Shalom, Allah.